Hello everybody, welcome to another video. My name is Infiniti and today I'm going to show you guys how to put together your yarn ball winder. So if you guys don't know, over Christmas, over the shopping season, I got myself a yarn ball winder because I am tired of winding everything by hand. And I also like to use hanks from time to time in my projects, and this is just an easier way to get those balled up or caked up and make them easier to use. So today I'm going to show you guys how to get it out the box and how to get started with it. It's very simple. So yeah, I got mine from Darn Good Yarn. It's really cool. When I did that little haul, got my special hanks, and this is what it looks like in the box. Came just like that, and two pieces. This is the part where the cake sits, and this is the actual winder. Just gonna put that to the side. Hope it doesn't fall. Alright, so this little mechanism right here is how you get it onto the table, and this little knob controls how far down or how far up it sits. So for my table, it's not that wide. Let me see, I think I just adjusted it. It also has the words on the knob, which I find to be particularly helpful. So if I turn it this way, counterclockwise, it loosens the mechanism and I can feel it going down. So I loosen mine all the way and I just slide it onto my table like this. Now it's very loose, so what you want to do is turn it clockwise to get it to stay firmly on your table. Just like that. I didn't want to do it too tight, but I didn't want to do it too loose either, so because I want to actually be able to get it back off my table. Alright, so this little thing is where the yarn threads through when you get ready to use your machine. Now, like I said, this part is where the caking actually happens. So you want to identify the little ridges here and where they line up on the machine. There's little tabs on the tops and the bottom parts of this little gear thing. So you just kind of want to turn these sideways so you can twist this into place like so it doesn't come off, and it's pretty much ready to use. And you just make sure that this wire thing is all the way out and you turn it upward. Oops. You turn it upward so it doesn't move on you, and you're ready to go. So I have yarn left over from my sock adventure, right? I made socks over Christmas. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, I'll be sure to pop a picture of those up in the corner somewhere so you guys can see them. They're pretty cool. I started them off on my Centro and I started knitting them. So what I want to do today is actually cake up this yarn because I don't plan on using it until next year. Or the end of this year. Alright. So I've threaded my yarn through these little rings right here. And now, okay, there's these notches on this cake holder. And I'm just going to rest my yarn in there. And this is going to end up being my center pull string. So now all I want to do is start cranking. Just like that. Make sure my yarn doesn't get looped on anything. But it's super easy to get started with this. I figured it out pretty much right away, and I was very excited to cake up some yarn. Alright, something that I noticed with this, and some people have a yarn swift to use with their yarns, specifically the hanks, but also if you put your skeins up on a higher level from where your yarn winder sits, then you have less issues with say the yarn getting stuck underneath the plate where the actual yarn is supposed to rest on top. Sometimes the yarn can actually get caught under there and you can end up wrapping it around there a few times. So if you want to avoid that, I recommend just like sitting the yarn up in a higher place and just cranking slowly and make sure that you don't end up tangling yarn in your gears. Alright, so as you guys can see, I have my cake wound up pretty good here. I am almost to the end. I might actually have like 12 inches left, so I'm just gonna go ahead and wind that on up. This is really helpful. As you guys might know, like even if you have a center pull skein of yarn, sometimes towards the end it gets super tangly and it's a nightmare to deal with, and you end up doing all the clipping and the cutting. And at least in this way, you know, you're doing this yourself, so you know that it shouldn't tangle. At least that's the idea of it. Alright, so now I am done. I wound up the entire remainder of that skein, and this is my little center pull string here. I'm just going to let that hang off of there. And all I'm going to do is place my thumbs on the little funnel thing here and push up on my little cake to lift it off the machine. And that's what it looks like. So this was totally a neat investment. I think I paid like $20 for this machine, and it is super helpful. And I look forward to seeing how many different cakes I end up with by the end of this year. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If so, don't forget to leave this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Lets me know if you guys like the content or not. It also helps other crafties see my videos. If you want to follow me elsewhere, I am on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and Telegram, so you can check me out on those places. And if you want to support the content, head over to the blog and sign up for the newsletter, or you can check out some of my other knit and crochet patterns that I have available. I wasn't sure where to place this video. Usually I post knitting videos on Wednesdays and crochet videos on Sundays, and this is something that can be valuable in either knitting or crocheting, so you know, it just ended up getting posted on a Wednesday, guys. I'm sorry. Anyway, until next time, happy making.